Hi guys, Animon21 here, and today we are gonna take a look at the Siemens PG 740. The PG 740 is a programming computer used for Siemens Simatic. This one right here is used to program Siemens Simatic 5 and Simatic 7. And yeah, let's take a look at the computer itself. So right here we can see the specs of the computer. It has a 100 MHz 486DX4 CPU with about 8 megabytes of RAM. It also has a 500 megabyte hard disk and a single 3.5-inch floppy disk drive. So let's take a look at the front of the computer. Right here we have the display which has a VGA resolution, which is 640 by 480. If we tilt it up, we can see right here the little door where the keyboard cable is connected to. Let me open this real quick, like that. Right here you can see the keyboard cable. It's just a normal PS2 cable which connects the keyboard and trackball. Let's plug it back in. There you go. Then let's take a look at the keyboard. The keyboard is detachable with this cable right here. Let's just angle the monitor a bit better. The keyboard is detachable with this cable. It has a trackball and a... Okay, now it has an error. And pretty nice keys. You can type on it really good. Then the cable of the keyboard also extends to roughly 1 meter in length. So let's take a look at the right side of the computer. Right here you can see the plastic has cracked over time right here in the case, but it's not too bad. It's still holding together very well. Okay, I never said it's holding together really well, but it's still holding together in this and it's not falling apart. So right here we have the module connector for the Siemens Simatic devices you want to program. Right here we have a memory card slot, a PCMCIA card slot, and a floppy disk drive for 3.5-inch floppy disks. So this right here is the left side of the computer. You can see we have 2 expansion card slots for graphics cards or sound cards. Then right here we have a VGA connector, a controller port, a serial port, a MPI port, I'm not sure what that is, and down here we have a printer port. And right here you can see it really good. You have the port for the external mouse. And here we obviously have a power cord. So let's take a look at some programs this computer came with. Right here we obviously have System 5, or Step 5 as it's called right here, which is used for Simatic. We're gonna use English. So right here you can see the somewhat graphical interface of Simatic 5, where you have your projects to load or save, and right here there's the editor where you can edit your data blocks and scripts that you are gonna store or copy to the machine you're programming, and right here you can test it out if it works. Over here we also have documentation, which documents how good the software works, or if there are problems with it on the machine. All the errors that pop up will be stored in the documentation area up here. But yeah, well, I really don't know much about Simatic programming. I basically know nothing about it. Right here you can see again we are running Simatic 5. You can see Simatic S5 step 5 version 6.6 from 1996. But again, I don't know how it works and what I should do with it, because I obviously don't have any hardware I can program with it. But so now I'm gonna exit out of Simatic 5 and we're gonna take a look at the other software it came with. So now I just turned off the lights real quick so we can see the display better. Right here we have our file explorer and our program folder, but again there is really not much on here except for all the Simatic files and programs and the regular Windows stuff. Like right here we have Paint, which actually works like shit with a trackball. It's nearly impossible to use with trackball, but you can make pretty somewhat straight lines, I guess, but you really can't do any vertical lines. It just looks like total crap. So we're gonna close Paint because it's obviously not running really good on this machine if you don't have a mouse to plug in. Otherwise Paint is basically completely useless. Right here we have WordPad and all the other stuff. So again, there's not much on this computer. It's basically a pretty clear version of Windows 95, just running the software for all of the Simatic programs on it. Not much else. Right here we also have another program to, I don't know, I think to copy data over to some other machines or something like that. I got no idea. But right here we can select the company that made the machine we want to program, I believe. Like right here we have, of course, Siemens, Simatic 5, Simatic 7, or we have Samsung, Philips. Yeah, well, I really don't know what to do in this program. Right here you can obviously change some things. I got no idea what all of this does, but I'm just gonna close it again. Well, I'm mostly using this thing just for DOS gaming because the keyboard is really nice and clicky and works good for that. But I mean, for keyboard based games it's perfect actually, but for games you need a mouse. You really need an external mouse because this trackball is just shit. Let's just boot into MS-DOS real quick. So there we have MS-DOS. Of course it's just your average DOS, so you can just do regular stuff like, I don't know, go into the Windows folder for example. Okay, I need to type out Windows. Okay, just go back into Windows. Again, it's just a regular Windows 95 computer. There's actually nothing special to it, except that it has the hardware and software to program Simatic machines. Other than that, it's actually just a normal small desktop computer crammed into a mobile case.